This bathroom right here, the one you're looking at right now, cost me a total of $194 to completely transform. No contractor, no demo crew, no permits, no plumbing touched. Just me, a weekend, a plan, and under $200. And before you think this is one of those videos where the budget doesn't include your time or your tools, I'm going to show you every single dollar I spent, every mistake I made, and every shortcut that actually works. This is the complete transformation. Let's go. But here's what I need to tell you before we dive in, because most bathroom renovation videos, even the good ones, skip this part entirely. There's one mistake, one single mistake, that I almost made on this renovation, and if I had made it, I would have been repainting this bathroom within 6 months. Peeling walls, bubbling paint, wasted time, wasted money. I see this mistake in almost every budget bathroom makeover video on this entire platform, and I'm going to show you exactly what it is and how to avoid it in about 3 minutes. I'm also going to show you the $4 tool that did 40% of the visual work in this entire transformation. 40%, $4. And I'll show you the one design rule, it's free, takes 0 extra time, that separates a bathroom that looks like a DIY project from one that looks like a designer touched it. If you want to skip ahead, timestamps are in the description. But I'd recommend watching the whole thing because the order matters, and I've built this so the shortcuts are layered in throughout, not just dumped at the end. All right, here's everything I bought, what it cost, and how I did it. Let's get started. Before we touch a single wall, let me show you everything I bought and exactly what I paid. No hidden costs. No, I already had this tricks. This is the real list. Bathroom satin paint in warm white, 1 quart, from Home Depot, $28. Moisture blocking bathroom primer from Home Depot, $17. Peel and stick backsplash tiles in 3D subway style from Amazon, $35. Brushed nickel faucet from Walmart, $45. Maddie black towel bar and toilet paper holder set from Amazon, $22. Mirror frame kit for reframing existing mirror from Amazon, $30. Grout pen in white from Home Depot, $4. Paintable caulk and clear sealant caulk from Home Depot, $10. Painter's tape, 2 rolls from Home Depot, $8. Foam roller kit and angled brush from Home Depot, $13. 120 grit sandpaper, 6 sheets from Home Depot, $5. Anchors, screws, and miscellaneous hardware from Home Depot, $8. Soap dispenser and clear glass from Home Goods, $7. Small faux eucalyptus plant from Dollar Tree, $1.25. Total, $194. Everything is linked in the description below. Now let's get into the actual work. All right, we're starting with the step that almost everyone skips or rushes because they're excited to get to the painting part. I get it. But this step right here, this is the difference between a renovation that holds up for 5 years and one that looks rough in 5 months. Before we put a single drop of paint on any surface, this bathroom needs to be cleaned, sanded, and primed in that exact order. And the priming part is where the big mistake I mentioned lives. Here's the process, step by step. First, cleaning. You need to wash every wall surface with either a TSP substitute, which stands for trisodium phosphate, or sugar soap, which you can get at any hardware store for a few dollars. Do not use your regular bathroom cleaner, and do not use vinegar. Here's why. Regular cleaners leave a residue that actually prevents paint from bonding properly. TSP substitute strips the wall back to a completely clean, neutral surface. Soap scum, body oils, hairspray residue, cleaning product buildup, all of that is invisible to the eye, but absolutely wrecks your paint adhesion if you skip this. Wipe every wall down, let it dry completely. We're talking at least 30 minutes, ideally an hour. Second, sanding. If your current walls have any glossy paint on them, which most bathrooms do because gloss is easier to wipe down, you need to lightly scuff them with 120 grit sandpaper. You're not trying to strip the paint, you're just dulling the sheen so the new primer has something to grip. This step takes about 15 minutes in an average bathroom. Lightly sand every wall surface, then wipe everything down with a damp cloth to remove dust. Let the walls dry completely before moving forward. Now here's the part most people get wrong. When it's time to prime, many grab any basic interior primer off the shelf, or worse, they use an extra coat of wall paint as a substitute. That might work in a bedroom or living room, but a bathroom is a different environment entirely. Bathrooms go through constant humidity changes. Every hot shower fills the room with moisture. Regular primer isn't designed to handle that repeated expansion and contraction happening behind the paint. Over time, this leads to bubbling, peeling paint, and even mold forming underneath the surface. That's why bathroom paint often starts failing after a year or two. The problem usually isn't the paint, it's what's underneath it. The fix is simple. Choose a primer labeled for bathrooms or kitchens, or one that mentions moisture resistance or mold prevention. These cost almost the same as regular primer, but are made specifically for humid spaces. I used a moisture-resistant primer from a major hardware store. One even coat with a roller, edges done with a brush, and let it dry for a couple of hours. This single step dramatically increases how long your paint job will last. Skip it, and you might be repainting much sooner than you expected. After sanding and cleaning, run your hand across the wall. It should feel slightly rough and dull, not smooth or glossy. Paint sticks to texture, not shine. A neighbor of mine once skipped proper prep and used a standard primer. Within 6 months, his bathroom paint began peeling and he had to redo the entire project. A little extra preparation would have saved him a lot of time and frustration. Now comes the part people think is easy: choosing and applying the paint color. In a small bathroom, color makes a huge difference in how the space feels. Many people go straight for bright, pure white, but that often makes the room feel harsh and clinical. It also highlights every tiny wall imperfection because it reflects so much light. A better choice is a warm white. Not cream, but a white with a subtle warm undertone. This makes the room feel softer and more inviting while also hiding minor wall flaws. For the finish, satin works best in bathrooms. It's durable, wipeable, and resistant to moisture without being overly shiny. Start painting by carefully brushing the edges where the wall meets the ceiling, corners, and around fixtures. Take your time here. Clean edges are what make a paint job look professional. Once the edges are dry, use a microfiber roller for the main walls. These rollers distribute paint more evenly and leave a smoother finish than cheap rollers. Roll the paint in a loose zigzag pattern, then fill it in without lifting the roller. This prevents visible lines and uneven patches. Plan for 2 coats. The first coat may look uneven. It's normal. Let it dry, then apply the second coat the same way. For tight spots like behind the toilet or between the vanity and the wall, use a small foam roller. It fits easily into narrow spaces and leaves a smoother finish than a brush. Where the wall meets the ceiling, move slowly with a steady hand. A clean, straight line here makes the entire room look professionally done. Make sure there's ventilation while the paint dries. Open a window slightly and run the fan so the paint cures properly and smells clear out faster. At this point, the walls will look fresh and bright. But if you stop here, the bathroom can still feel outdated because of old tile, worn grout lines, and dated fixtures. The next step is what really transforms the space. And it starts with a simple, inexpensive tool. Before we get into that, let's talk honestly about peel and stick tiles. A few years ago, these tiles had a bad reputation. They looked thin and fake, curled at the edges, and didn't last. Anyone could tell they weren't real tile, but modern versions are very different. The peel and stick tiles available right now, specifically the 3D raised subway style or the stone texture subway tile, are genuinely different. They have thickness and texture to them. They have real visual weight. I've had guests stand 3 feet from this backsplash and not know it wasn't real tile. I've had one person run their fingers along it trying to find the grout lines. That's how good the current generation of these tiles has gotten. The application area for this renovation is the backsplash zone, the section of wall between the top of your sink basin and the bottom of your mirror. In most bathrooms, this is between 12 and 18 inches of wall height. This is your feature zone. This is where the eye goes first when you walk up to the vanity. Here's the step-by-step application process that gets you a result that looks intentional and professional. Step 1, clean the surface. Not damp, not recently painted. This surface needs to be completely dry, dust-free, and clean. If you just painted this area, wait at least 48 hours for the paint to fully cure before applying the tiles. Premature application over uncured paint is the primary reason peel and stick tiles fail within months. Patience here pays off in years of adhesion. Step 2, find your center. Use a level and a pencil to draw a light horizontal line across the middle of your application area. Start your tiles from the center of the wall and work outward toward the edges. This ensures that if you need to cut tiles at the edges, you have equal cuts on both sides, which looks intentional, rather than a full tile on one side and a tiny sliver on the other, which looks like a mistake. Step 3, peel and press. Peel the backing off one tile at a time. Place it on the wall. Using a credit card or a clean squeegee, press from the center outward in firm, even strokes. You're removing air pockets. Any air pocket you leave is a potential future bubble or lift point. Step 4, work row by row upward. Keep each row level using your pencil lines as guides. Offset the tiles by half a tile width on each row. This is called a running bond pattern, and it's what real subway tile looks like. It also distributes the stress of the adhesive more evenly, which improves longevity. The challenge is every tile that needs to be cut, around the faucet, around outlets or light switches, at the edges where the tile meets the wall or the counter. This is where most people either freehand it with scissors and get a wobbly, unprofessional cut, or they avoid cutting entirely and leave obvious gaps. Never cut peel and stick tiles with scissors. I want to be really direct about this because it's the most common mistake in tile application videos. Scissors crush the edge of the tile and leave a ragged, uneven cut that looks terrible against a straight wall edge. Use a metal ruler and a sharp utility knife. Score the tile from one side to the other in a single confidence stroke. Don't try to cut through it completely on the first pass. Score it, then apply gentle upward pressure on the short side until it snaps cleanly along the score line. This gives you a sharp, straight edge every time. For curved cuts around pipes or faucet bases, use a pair of sharp scissors just for those shapes, but score the line first with your utility knife so you have a guide to follow. Okay, I promised you a $4 tool that did 40% of the visual work in this renovation. Here it is, a grout pen. I know, it looks like a paint marker from a craft store, which is basically what it is. But what this does to an old bathroom is genuinely shocking. Every bathroom floor tile, no matter how nice the tile itself is, has grout lines. And grout, over years of use, turns gray, then darker gray, then an indeterminate brown-gray color that makes the entire floor look dirty even when it's completely clean. It's one of the most common things that makes a bathroom look old and neglected. And most people assume the only fix is retiling, which costs thousands of dollars. Watch this. You run the tip of the pen along the grout line. It deposits a fresh, bright white color that adheres to the porous grout surface, and it's dry in 15 minutes. I did the entire bathroom floor, 16 square feet of tile, in 22 minutes. The floor went from looking like it belonged in a foreclosure property to looking like it was just installed. 22 minutes, $4. I still can't get over it. Now, seal the edges of your new peel and stick backsplash tiles with a thin bead of clear sealant caulk. Run it along the bottom edge where the tile meets the counter and along both side edges where the tile meets the painted wall. Smooth it with your finger dipped in water. This does two things. It seals out moisture, which is critical in a bathroom, and it makes the installation look completely intentional, like those edges were designed that way. Warning, the grout pen only works on grout that is structurally sound. If your grout is crumbling, cracking, or missing in sections, you need to regrout those areas first. Applying the pen over damaged grout will look worse, not better. Run your finger along the grout lines. If any material comes away, address those spots with grout repair compound before using the pen. Now we've got fresh walls, fresh-looking tile, a clean floor. The bones of this renovation are completely transformed. But there's one more layer that separates a good renovation from a great one, and it's the design rule I mentioned at the start, the one that's completely free and takes zero extra time. Let's talk about hardware. Most people who do a budget bathroom renovation stop after the paint and maybe some tile work. And you know what? It looks okay. It looks like a freshly painted bathroom. But there's something that still makes it feel slightly off, like it's missing something. And that something is consistent, intentional hardware. The towel bar, the toilet paper holder, the faucet handles, the cabinet pulls, the mirror frame, the light fixture. These are the details that trained eyes go to immediately. Interior designers call these the jewelry of a room. And just like jewelry, mixing metals randomly makes an outfit look confused and unintentional. The same is true in a bathroom. Here's the free design rule. Pick one metal finish and use it on every single hardware item in the bathroom. Every single one. Towel bar, toilet paper holder, robe hook if you have one, faucet, cabinet pulls, mirror frame if applicable, light fixture if you're replacing it. I chose matte black. Here's why matte black is the right choice right now. And I mean this practically, not just aesthetically. Matte black hides water spots and fingerprints dramatically better than chrome or brushed nickel. It photographs beautifully, which matters if you ever want to sell your home. It's the single most popular bathroom hardware finish in home design right now. And critically, budget matte black hardware from Amazon and Walmart is almost indistinguishable from the premium stuff. Chrome looks cheap when it's cheap. Matte black doesn't. Your other two options for achieving this unified look are brushed nickel, warmer, more traditional, or oil-rubbed bronze, which works beautifully in warm, earthy bathrooms. All three are available at every price point. The rule remains, regardless of which finish you choose. Pick one and don't deviate. One chrome towel bar in a matte black bathroom will immediately catch every eye and make the whole room feel slightly wrong. It seems like a small detail. It isn't. I need to address the faucet directly because I know what some of you are thinking. Swapping a faucet is plumbing. I'm not a plumber. I'm not doing that. I understand the instinct, but a standard bathroom vanity faucet swap is genuinely one of the most achievable DIY plumbing tasks that exists. There are only 4 connections: the hot supply line, the cold supply line, the drain stopper linkage, and the drain. That's it. No soldering, no pipe cutting, no new supply lines being run. The process: turn off the water supply valves under the sink. They're the little knobs on the 2 pipes coming out of the wall. Turn on the faucet to release any remaining pressure and drain the lines. Unscrew the supply lines from the old faucet with a basin wrench or a large adjustable wrench. Unscrew the mounting nut that holds the faucet to the sink deck from underneath. This is the one slightly awkward part because you're working in a tight space. Lift out the old faucet, drop in the new one, tighten the mounting nut, reconnect the supply lines, turn the water back on. Done. I did this in 43 minutes on my first attempt, including watching one YouTube video for the specific faucet model I bought. The faucet I bought cost $45 and looks like it's from a boutique bathroom store. Your existing mirror is probably a basic frameless rectangular slab that came with the bathroom. And these are fine functionally, but visually they contribute nothing. They're a missed opportunity. Option 1, a mirror frame kit. These cost between $20 and $40 and are exactly what they sound like. A set of 4 molding pieces that you cut to size and glue directly onto your existing mirror. Done in 30 minutes. The mirror goes from looking like a generic bathroom fixture to looking like a design element. Option 2, replace the mirror entirely. A quality frameless round mirror or a farmhouse-style frame mirror can be found for $30 to $50 at HomeGoods, TJ Maxx, or Amazon. Round mirrors in particular are having a huge design moment and instantly update the feel of a bathroom regardless of what style you're going for. I used a mirror frame kit on the existing mirror. It took me 25 minutes. The difference was immediately visible and it cost $30. Pro tip, when replacing hardware, use the existing wall holes wherever possible. Even with drywall anchors, creating new holes in bathroom drywall that has existing moisture exposure is an unnecessary risk. Most standard towel bars and toilet paper holders have adjustable mounting bracket spacing that will cover or align with your existing hardware holes. The renovation work is completely done, but styling is the final layer that extracts the full value of everything you just built. It's the difference between walking into a bathroom that's been renovated and walking into a bathroom that's been designed, and it costs almost nothing. I want to be clear, I'm not telling you to go buy more stuff. Most of what I'm about to describe is either free or uses things you already own. This is about editing and intentionality, not shopping. The most important styling rule for a small bathroom: no more than 3 decorative items on any single surface. On your vanity counter, a soap dispenser, a small plant, and 1 additional item. A candle, a small tray, a decorative bottle. That's it. 3 items. Not 4, not 5. 3. I know it feels like you're leaving the space empty. It isn't empty. It's clean. And clean in a small bathroom reads as expensive. Clutter in a small bathroom reads as cramped and stressful. More is always worse. Clear everything else off the counter. Put it under the sink. Put it in a cabinet. Get it out of view. The items that earn counter space are the ones you use every single day and that look good. Everything else gets stored. This is a 30-second intervention with 0 cost and visible impact. Fold your bathroom towels in thirds the long way, then fold in thirds the short way, and hang them so the folded edge faces out. This is literally how every hotel and showroom bathroom folds their towels. It takes the same amount of time as your current folding method and makes the towels look intentional, which makes the bathroom look intentional. Remove every hand soap bottle from your counter. Replace them with 1 refillable glass soap dispenser. Cost? $5 to $10. This single swap eliminates the visual noise of commercial packaging labels and branding from your counter. Brands spend millions of dollars making their product packaging eye-catching, which means it competes visually with everything else in your bathroom and wins. A clear glass dispenser with plain soap in it is calmer, cleaner, and more expensive looking than any branded bottle. 1 small plant, fake or real, doesn't matter, on the counter or on the back of the toilet tank. The presence of something living and organic softens the hard surfaces of a bathroom and makes it feel less institutional. If you're using real plants, pothos and snake plants tolerate the humidity and low light of a bathroom well. If you're using fake plants, which I did, a small eucalyptus sprig from the dollar store is completely convincing in a bathroom context where people aren't going to be examining it closely. Okay, let's do this properly. Here's what this bathroom looked like before I touched it. Beige walls, yellow-gray grout on every floor tile, a faucet handle that had rust staining on it, 3 different metal finishes on 3 different pieces of hardware, a mirror that was just a mirror, a counter that had 6 things on it that all looked like they came from different stores. This bathroom was not broken. It wasn't ugly in an obvious way. It was just dull, forgettable, the kind of bathroom that nobody comments on. And in a renovation context, the goal isn't to avoid ugly, it's to create a room that people walk into and actually feel something. Here's what it looks like now. Warm white walls, clean white grout lines on a floor I never replaced, a 3-dimensional subway tile backsplash that I installed in 90 minutes, a matte black faucet, matching matte black towel bar and toilet paper holder, a framed mirror, a counter with 3 items on it, $194, 2 days of work, about 4 hours on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, no contractors, no permits, no demo. This is what thoughtful, systematic DIY renovation looks like. Let's do a quick recap of everything we covered. Step 1, Clean, sand, and prime with moisture, blocking bathroom-specific primer, the step that determines whether your paint job lasts 2 years or 10. Step 2, paint with bathroom-specific satin paint in a warm white, using a microfiber roller and the W pattern technique for a professional finish. Step 3, apply peel and stick 3D subway tile backsplash and use a grout pen on every floor tile. This is the $4 step that does 40% of the transformation. Step 4, replace every piece of hardware in a single consistent metal finish and swap the faucet, which is easier than it sounds. Step 5, style with a rule of 3, fold your towels like a hotel, and swap the soap to a glass dispenser. Total cost, $194. Total time, roughly 7 hours across 2 days. Total result, a bathroom that looks like a complete professional renovation. But here's what I deliberately didn't cover in this video, because it's a completely different process and a separate project. The vanity. The cabinet below the sink, that wood or MDF box that every bathroom has. Painting a bathroom vanity is one of the highest impact updates you can make to any bathroom, but it's also one of the easiest to ruin if you use the wrong paint, skip the wrong step, or apply it in the wrong conditions. I've seen more botched vanity painting projects than almost any other DIY mistake. Brush marks everywhere, paint chipping off the doors after 2 months, color that looked great in the can but wrong in the room. I'm doing a complete video on vanity painting next week. The right paint type, the right primer, the right brush, the exact steps in the exact order, including the one step that almost no DIY video mentions that's responsible for about 70% of vanity paint failures. Subscribe now so you don't miss it. And if you have a question about anything in this video, materials, technique, cost, whatever, drop it in the comments below. I reply to every comment in the first 24 hours. If this video helped you, a like takes literally 1 second and it tells me that you want more budget renovation content like this. I pay close attention to which videos land and which don't, and your like directly influences what I make next. I'll see you in the next one.